They say the most terrifying gods are not the ones who tower above the heavens, but the ones who wait in your bedroom at night. The candle flickers, a child sleeps, and in the corner of the room, half hidden in shadow, stands something small, grotesque, watching. This is not a demon. This is Bes. In the age when the Nile ruled the rhythm of life, when pyramids clawed at the sky and priests whispered secrets to stone, there was a god unlike any other. He was not tall. He was not beautiful. He did not wear the noble face of a falcon or the regal crown of a king. He was squat, broad, lion-maned, bow-legged. His tongue hung out in a mocking grin. His eyes bulged. His beard flared like fire. He wore the skin of a predator. And yet, he stood guard over life itself. They called him protector of the household, guardian of women in childbirth, defender of children, breaker of demons. But the truth was more complicated. Bes did not belong to the sky like Ra. He did not sit in judgment like Osiris. He commanded the storms of the sun. Bes came from somewhere older, somewhere wilder. Some said he came from the deserts beyond Egypt's borders, where the wind sings through bones and spirits walk in the heat shimmer. Others whispered that he was not born at all, but dragged himself out of the dark spaces between worlds. Where other gods were worshipped in grand temples, Bes lived in bedrooms, on headboards, on mirrors, on amulets worn close to the heart. He was invited into homes not with hymns, but with fear, because the night in ancient Egypt was not silent. It crawled, it breathed, it pressed its weight against the mud-brick walls. Spirits roamed, nightmares stalked, creatures with no names slipped through cracks in reality. And when a woman screamed in childbirth, it was said demons gathered, hungry for fragile new life. That is when Bes arrived. Imagine it. The candles flicker, a mother writhes in pain, priests chant outside, and then a presence fills the room, small, heavy, powerful. Bes does not glide like a divine vision. He stomps, he growls, he bares his fangs, and when the unseen horrors creep toward the newborn child, he laughs, a horrible, barking laugh, because Bes does not fight with elegance, he fights with fury. He dances, he shakes rattles, he thrusts his blade into invisible throats, he mocks the dark until the dark retreats in humiliation. His ugliness is his weapon. His grotesque form is a shield. Evil recoils from him, not because he is beautiful or pure, but because he is more frightening than it is. But there was another side to Bes, a secret the priests rarely spoke aloud. Bes was not merely a protector, he was a gatekeeper, between worlds. You see, to fight demons, you must understand demons. To terrify nightmares, you must know where they are born. Bes walked the threshold of forbidden knowledge. He knew the names of spirits that should never be spoken. He knew the rituals whispered in caves where even gods feared to look. His image, so comical to modern eyes, was not meant to be charming. It was a warning. I have seen what hunts you, it said, and it fears me. In hidden temples, far from public worship, there were rites performed in Bes's honor that were never carved into stone. Dancers painted their faces with lion stripes, drums pounded like frantic hearts, wine flowed, and in the frenzy, they called to him not as guardian, but as something deeper, older. They believed Bes could cross into the unseen realm and return, that he could bargain with spirits, that he could retrieve lost souls. But such knowledge is dangerous. There are stories buried beneath centuries of sand, of priests who sought to command Bes rather than invite him. They tried to bind him with symbols, to force him into servitude, to make him reveal the ultimate secrets of life and death. The temples where this was attempted are gone now, collapsed, abandoned, as if something inside pushed outward until stone itself could not endure. Yet Bes endured, not in grand monuments, but in whispers, in carvings under beds, in amulets worn by mothers. Even pharaohs kept his image close when their queens gave birth, because when all divine power fails, when the sun sets, when the air grows cold, when shadows stretch too long, it is not the radiant gods people call. It is the one who stands in the dark and grins back at it. There are some who say Bes never vanished, that every time a child wakes from a nightmare just before the monster reaches them, every time something unseen retreats from the edge of a crib, every time laughter breaks the tension in a room thick with fear, he is there, watching, waiting, mocking what dares approach. Not the tallest god, not the most worshipped, but perhaps the bravest, because it is easy to shine in the daylight, it is harder to guard the night. And somewhere, in the corner of a room lit only by trembling candlelight, a small lion-faced figure stands with a blade in his hand, laughing at the darkness, daring it to come closer.